as so many of you know, I've been much heavier than I am currently. And there was also a time that I was a little bit lighter as well, although it was for a very brief period. I've struggled with my weight since I was a child, and after so many failed attempts at weight loss, I've definitely learned a lot. And now finally, although not at my goal, I can say that I am mentally in the strongest place I've ever been. So I kind of just want to talk about my experience with weight loss and how, yes, weight loss is simple, but that doesn't mean it's easy. And what I mean by that is weight loss is simple. When you look at it, when you look at the math, calories in versus calories out, right? It's consuming less calories than what you actually burn. But as simple as that sounds, and as seemingly easy as that is, it's really not easy at all. And that's why so many of us struggle when it comes to weight loss, right? Because if it was easy, then everyone would do it. Everyone would be in the best physique possible, looking amazing, because it'd be that easy. Like, who wouldn't choose that life? But we see quite the opposite. We see a lot of people who struggle with weight, people who gain weight and who never manage to actually lose it, right? That's how difficult weight loss can be. So yes, seemingly simple little equation, but really, really hard when it comes to execution. And that's because, you know, food, calories, what we eat is tied up into so many aspects of our lives, whether it's our culture, whether it's the family that we're surrounded by, the culture we grew up in, the culture of the society around us. Food is life, you know, it's sharing, it's love, it's memories, and it's important. And I honestly think that's how it should be, but that's also why it can be so difficult. So often the struggle around changing our diet, changing what we're eating to lose a bit of weight gets complicated by the friends we're hanging out with, our partners, our husbands and how they're eating, or the family we grew up in who doesn't seem to be on the same page, right? And it takes a little extra will, a little extra determination to kind of step outside of the social circle and the culture that surrounds us that can prevent us from like hitting certain goals. And that is hard. That's tough. I don't think that that's the answer all the time. I'm not promoting isolating yourself so you can like lose weight, but there were times where I know I had to do that on my journey. I have a friend that's currently trying to lose some weight, and she was complaining, telling me this is such a struggle. It feels like I can't go out, I can't have fun with my friends because it's going to set me back. Like, do I have to just isolate myself and be in like hibernation until I hit my goal? And like I said, I don't recommend that necessarily, like I don't. But there were times when I did have to do that, you know, particularly when I felt like I could only be consistent for a day or two and then I'd fall off. Particularly when I didn't feel disciplined, when I didn't feel ready. Like, there were those times where I had to say, you know what, I can't go to this social event. I can't go to dinner with you today. I need to like not tempt myself right now. But luckily those moments and the times where I needed that didn't extend into a large portion of my journey, right? As soon as you start feeling some confidence, as soon as you start exerting discipline and proving to yourself you can be disciplined, it really helps for you to feel confident in social situations and to make the right choices. But that's how challenging this can be, and that's how real this can be. And on top of that, you know, of course it's massively popular for people to try to go low carb or to do keto or to do kind of really drastic things where they omit certain foods altogether. So many people think that carbs are bad for you, that going low carb, you see the weight come off quicker because carbs are just so bad for you. And that's not true. Carbohydrates fuel our body. They give us the energy we need to move throughout the day, the energy to work out, to do great things for our body, and it's great for our health. But carbs do tend to soak up a bit more water, like they fuel your muscles and you can soak up more water, which is why you might see the scale go a little bit higher, or is why you might see the scale move a bit slower as far as coming down. Does it mean you've gained actual fat? No. You just might see the scale and the number that's reflected there, you know, move a little differently. And this is like the mental part of weight loss, right? Because seeing that scale, and you guys know the scale can definitely impact me, but seeing that scale can sometimes be the extra boost of motivation you need, or it can be the deterrent and the thing that completely ruins your day and makes you want to give up. And this is why weight loss is so complicated, because when it comes to certain foods that might make you retain a bit more water, even though you know it's not fat, even though you know it's not, you know, you actually losing actual fat, just seeing that number can really set us off. And this is the tricky part though, because so many people, even myself, I've fallen into this where I'll like, you know, carb cycling or going low carb sometimes just to see the scale move a bit quicker, just so I get that little boost of motivation and thinking that I'm doing something right, even though it has nothing to do with actual fat being lost. You see that and it excites you. And so you might be like, oh, you know what? I'm just gonna go low carb the whole time. Or I'm just gonna cut out carbs forever. Or carbs are just horrible. And you try to do this, but then you also end up feeling like crap. Because this is an important macronutrient that's going to help fuel you and help you feel good throughout the day. Not to mention how you could start talking about carbs and the microbiome and gut health and how the foods you eat could impact, you know, your hormones and the way that you feel. Like, I can't even pretend to understand that science completely. I definitely don't. I'm not a dietitian. But I know, and there's scientific proof and evidence of foods impacting your gut health, thus impacting the hormones, which then impact the levels of like endorphins you feel, or whether or not you kind of feel lethargic or depressed. And what you eat can impact your mood. And so it's not easy. It is not easy. As simple as weight loss is, it's not easy. And I'm constantly trying to find a balance between eating foods that taste good, but that also make me feel good, that fuel me in the gym, but so that I can also see progress and feel motivated, see the scale go down, see my weight going down. And this is one reason why I just don't get on the scale. This is one reason why at this point in time I don't get on the scale. I am very highly susceptible to getting extra motivated seeing the scale go down. And I'm very highly susceptible to keep doing whatever it is I'm doing that's making the scale go down until it starts making me feel like trash, until I find myself restricting and then binging, or just not having energy to work out even though I want to work out, and then feeling like I'm failing because I'm not working out because I love working out. It's a complicated mess. You know, it's a complicated mess. So I've resolved myself to seeing slow but steady progress, seeing my physique change over time, seeing my measurements change over time, and knowing that I'm making the changes I want while still enjoying every day. I think it's important for us to be excited about the future we're building for ourselves while also still enjoying the present. And the way that I'm eating now helps me to do that. The breaks that I take help me to do that. I've really gotten into a groove of maybe having a month or two of focused, intentional dieting, and then a month or two of just trying to maintain and stay at that weight and be comfortable with not seeing the scale change. Allowing my body to get accustomed to the food that it's eating, allowing my mind to get accustomed to the habits that I'm building, and then hitting it again another month or two and seeing the scale go down, and then waiting and taking a break and just being okay with maintaining. And yes, it means that maybe I'm just losing 30, 40 pounds a year as opposed to 70. But I also know it's helping me to learn habits that I can keep up, to exert and practice discipline that will last me forever. And it's also reassuring me that this isn't weight that I'm going to be gaining back, you know? I'm down 60 pounds in the past 2 years, and I have not gained any of that back. You know, it's been a steady incline with some pauses and a more steady incline, but I'm not spiking my way up, and I don't want that to happen. However you decide to jumpstart your health, to see the changes that you need, like, kudos to you. There is no judgment here on my part. I'm just documenting my journey and why I'm doing it the way I'm doing it, and how happy I am that it's working for me this way. If you ask me, there is no right or wrong way to lose weight. There's just a matter of you being happy, you being healthy, and you keeping the weight off. Whatever that means for you, I'm here rooting for you.